Why does love feel harder than ever before? Why do people ghost, avoid commitment, overthink everything, and struggle to connect emotionally? This is the psychology behind modern relationships. Nowadays, relationships are exhausting. People want love, but fear commitment, crave attention, but avoid emotional intimacy. And somewhere between dating apps, ghosting, mixed signals, and emotional trauma, love stopped feeling simple. Modern relationships are strange. We've never had more ways to connect, yet people have never felt more emotionally disconnected. We can text someone instantly, call anyone anytime, meet thousands of people online within minutes, and somehow, love feels more confusing than ever. People are terrified of commitment, but afraid of being alone. Everyone wants deep connection, but many people are emotionally unavailable. People talk constantly, yet barely communicate honestly. And somewhere between dating apps, ghosting, mixed signals, emotional trauma, unrealistic expectations, and fear of vulnerability, relationships became exhausting. Not because people stopped wanting love, but because many people no longer know how to build it. In this video, we're going to talk about why modern relationships feel so complicated, why emotional connection feels harder than ever, how social media, trauma, overthinking, and emotional unavailability change dating, and why so many people today feel lonely even when they are talking to someone every day. One of the biggest reasons modern relationships feel complicated is the illusion of endless options. Dating apps made people feel replaceable. One disagreement, swipe again. One imperfect moment, there's always someone better online. And while having choices sounds exciting, too many choices often destroy emotional depth because people stop building connection and start constantly searching for perfection. A guy once explained that every time his relationship became difficult, he immediately wondered, what if there is someone better for me? Not because his partner was bad, but because modern dating trains people to believe love should always feel exciting and effortless. And the moment relationships require patience, communication, or emotional work, many people leave emotionally before trying to fix things. The scary thing is, people today often treat relationships like temporary experiences instead of emotional commitments. And when people believe they can always replace each other easily, real intimacy becomes harder to build. Let's move to an important point: the impact of social media and how it changed the shape of love. Social media completely changed the way people experience relationships. Now, people constantly compare their love lives to curated online versions of relationships. Perfect anniversaries, perfect vacations, perfect couples. But real relationships are not aesthetic 24/7. Real love includes misunderstandings, stress, bad moods, difficult conversations. Yet social media created unrealistic expectations of constant happiness. And comparison quietly destroys satisfaction. A girl once admitted that she started doubting her healthy relationship, not because it was bad, but because it didn't look exciting enough compared to couples online. That's heartbreaking, because people are beginning to confuse performative love with real emotional intimacy. And another dangerous thing social media created is constant access. People can now emotionally entertain multiple people at once without fully committing to anyone emotionally, which leads to situationships, mixed signals, breadcrumbing, emotional confusion. People today often receive attention without receiving clarity, and attention is not the same thing as love. Modern relationships are also complicated because many people are emotionally guarded. People have been hurt so many times that vulnerability feels dangerous. So instead of expressing feelings honestly, people play games, pretend not to care, hide emotions, wait hours to reply intentionally, act emotionally unavailable to seem less attached. And suddenly, relationships become psychological battles instead of emotional connection. A woman once said, "I miss when people used to say what they actually felt." That sentence perfectly describes modern dating. People crave authenticity, but fear rejection so much that they stop being emotionally honest. And the result? Everyone wants love, but many people are scared to be fully seen. Modern relationships created constant anxiety. People overanalyze everything. How long did they take to reply? Why did their tone change? Why are they active but not answering? Who liked their picture? Technology gave people unlimited access to each other, but also unlimited opportunities to overthink. And overthinking slowly destroys emotional peace, because anxious minds search for danger constantly. A simple delayed text becomes emotional panic, and many people are emotionally exhausted not because they're in bad relationships, but because modern communication created non-stop emotional stimulation. People rarely rest emotionally anymore. Another reason relationships feel harder today is emotional baggage. Many people enter relationships already carrying unresolved pain, childhood trauma, trust issues, abandonment wounds, past heartbreak, and when people don't heal emotionally, they unintentionally bring fear into new relationships. Sometimes someone pulls away not because they don't care, but because closeness feels unsafe to them emotionally. Some people learn that love equals instability, so healthy love feels unfamiliar. A healthy partner texts consistently, they get suspicious. Someone communicates honestly, it feels strange because chaos became emotionally familiar. One man explained that every time someone genuinely loved him, he pushed them away, not because he wanted to, but because deep down, he didn't believe love would stay. And honestly, many modern relationships are not only two people trying to love each other, they're also two nervous systems trying to protect themselves from pain. One of the saddest truths about modern relationships is that many people never learned healthy communication. People either avoid conflict completely or become aggressive during it. Few people know how to express emotions maturely, and many couples break not because they don't love each other, but because they don't know how to understand each other. Healthy communication requires emotional intelligence, listening, accountability, vulnerability, patience. But modern culture often rewards emotional detachment instead. People are praised for not caring too much, and emotional openness became embarrassing to many, which is tragic, because relationships cannot survive where honesty feels unsafe. Despite everything, people still deeply crave real connection, not games, not confusion, not temporary attention. Real emotional safety, consistency, honesty, peace. And maybe the answer to modern relationship struggles is not becoming colder. Maybe it's becoming emotionally healthier, learning how to communicate, how to heal, how to choose emotionally mature people, how to stop romanticizing emotional unavailability, because love was never supposed to feel like constant anxiety. Healthy love still exists, but it usually requires something modern. Dating discourages patience, vulnerability, emotional effort, and authenticity. Modern love made many people emotionally tired. Too many games, too much confusion, too many people pretending they don't care, while secretly craving real connection. But despite everything, I still believe healthy love exists. Not perfect love, not movie love, real love. The kind that feels emotionally safe, honest, consistent, peaceful. And maybe the most important thing we can do today is stop romanticizing emotional unavailability and start choosing people who communicate, care, and stay. Because love should not feel like constantly decoding mixed signals. It should feel like clarity, like trust, like emotional safety. So if this video resonated with you in any way, if you've ever felt emotionally exhausted by modern relationships, or struggled to find genuine connection in this generation, comment below. Real love should feel safe. I'd genuinely love to hear your thoughts and experiences. And if you enjoy deep conversations about psychology, relationships, emotional healing, overthinking, attachment styles, and self-growth, make sure to subscribe and join this journey with us, because in a world full of emotional confusion, we're trying to understand ourselves a little better here. And maybe that's where healing starts.